Some of our top goals with the truck were honestly no compromises. That was a theme throughout the rest of the design of the pickup truck. From an interior standpoint, we really started with an exceptional interior already in our Ram truck. So honestly, it was easy from that standpoint. We had a good footing. Had a ton of stuff that over the years we have had input with customers on what's worked, what's not worked. And I think we've listened to that, something we've been doing a lot lately. So as soon as you step into this vehicle, you're gonna open the doors. We actually got power side steps on the truck now, and so it's kind of an inviting feature to really step up inside this interior. Yeah, technology is definitely, it's one of my 3 keys, I think, for the interior development. And for us, it was something we had to not only absorb from designing the screens and the features like that, but we had to absorb it into the overall statement of the interior. And that 12-inch screen really looks at home in the environment. We have redundant controls on either side of the touchscreen. The navigation screen in that system, in that 12-inch screen, is amazing. It's full screen navigation, pinch to zoom. You have multi-touch gesture controls. And the Uconnect system itself can not only display the full screen, it basically takes almost 2 8.4 screens and stacks them on top of each other. Storage, it's one of the keys of this pickup truck. At the end of the day, the truck can look really beautiful on the outside and the inside, but it's still got to function as a pickup truck. So storage is definitely paramount. In the front of the compartment, we did a great job at creating this center console. It's one of the best features of the pickup truck. For me, there's a lot of flexibility with that. The customers can basically use it how they see fit to their needs. We also have on the passenger side an upper and lower glove box. That's a really decent sized space. The lower glove box is lockable. And in the rear of the pickup truck is a great space. It's really, for me, an area that our designers and engineers went crazy in terms of trying to find all the little nooks and crannies and make the space very functional. Really at the end of the day, every little place within this truck, every stone has been basically turned over and looked at with scrutiny. With all the capabilities that this group has in terms of making the best possible truck out there.
For the 2019 Ram 1500, we had numerous design goals, interior, exterior, all the way down to the all-new logo that we created. So we wanted everything to be new from the ground up. So what the customers will notice on the 2019 Ram 1500 is proportions. That's first and foremost the thing they will notice from a distance. And a lot of that is due to the credit of the 4-inch larger crew cab, which translates into a longer wheelbase, longer overall length. Probably the second thing they'll notice is the 22-inch wheel, especially on the Limited. It stands out, it looks great. There is no crosshair on the new truck. It's an RAM grille on the front and a ram's head on the tailgate. I think it really freshens the design and kind of really moves it forward. Each price class has its own grille aesthetic. Some are variations of others, and then you have different colors and different finishes. If you go to the body side, especially on the two-tone, you can see the two-tone line has a interlocking shape with the body side molding and the shapes above. Same thing when you go to the rear. You can see it in the tail lamp design. It actually is kind of more of a horizontal statement in the headlamp design. I think it makes the truck look more integrated versus just a layering effect of different elements. When you look at the Limited, and you look at the Rebel, we call them the Beauty and the Beast. And I got to thinking about the new aesthetic for the new Ram. It's brutish, but at the same time, it's beautiful, and so we kind of came up with Brutiful. regardless of the material that it's made of, whether it's glass or plastic or metal or composite, aluminum, what have you, it looks like, you know, if it were to take a beating, it would survive. I jokingly say if you hit it with a sledgehammer, it would break the hammer. So we took that to heart and put that into the design of the all-new Ram, and we also put that into the logo also. So we wanted it to look unbreakable. It's all about more. It does so much more than today's truck and than what the competitive set does. So much more storage, more content, more feature, 22-inch wheels on the exterior, and you get a couple flavors of those. You have the Rebel, which has its own unique character. It looks so incredible, the aesthetics of that. 12-inch screen on the interior. The list just goes on and on and on about what this truck does. It's all about more.
What's going on here is long-term durability testing of the new Ram 1500 pickup on our road test simulator, where we recreate the vehicle's reactions that it would have if it were driving over rough road surfaces. How the new Ram 1500 deals with all of this abuse is high-strength steel in its frame and body to improve its long-term durability. The 5-link suspension with progressive rate coil springs and new frequency response damping shock absorbers are dealing with all of that abuse that's coming at it from the road simulator. Hydraulic cab mounts are isolating and cushioning the driver and occupants from what's going on beneath them in there on the simulator. We record responses from vehicles that we drive on our proving grounds. We bring that data and vehicle back to the road simulator, and we recreate the responses that we measured as we drove over our durability roads at the proving ground. When the responses match here, what we measured there, the vehicle can't tell the difference between the test I do on the road test simulator and the actual test on the road at the proving ground. Our corporate durability test is anywhere from 20 to 30,000 miles long. Picture yourself driving over abusive roads like what's going on behind me for thousands and thousands of miles over months to accumulate the damage that a customer does in a lifetime of use. The road test simulator can run that in 6 weeks and, well, not beat up a driver in the process. Our test looks very severe because it really is. The roads that we're recreating here are the roads from our proving ground, which are some of the roughest roads you're going to find anywhere. And those roads have to be rough to incorporate the duty cycles that our customers are going to put their vehicles through a lifetime of service. This truck will endure this testing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next month and a half. And it's just one of many durability tests that the new Ram 1500 will have to endure to prove its design before it goes into production.
Our durability testing is generally designed to put the engine through the paces that a customer would and then take it even further. So if any of you have ever used a power drill before, you know how quick the response is when you pull the trigger or release it, starting and stopping the motor of the drill. These dynamometers have that exact same capability. So we are able to almost instantly rev the engine to any speed we want or decrease the engine speed to any speed we want. Using the dynamometers in that fashion, we are able to simulate extreme conditions on the engine. Today we are testing a 5.7 Hemi engine with the optional e-torque system, capable of capturing energy during engine decelerations and storing them in the 48-volt battery pack. That energy can then later be used to help during engine accelerations or for engine stop and starts. That technology is imperative to help in increasing our fuel economy. This engine is available for use in the Ram 1500. Some basic durability testing that we do would be to run the engine at peak power for, say, 200 plus hours, which is 5,600 RPM at wide open throttle. We have cells capable of doing deep thermal shock, plumbing the engine with -15 Fahrenheit coolant, -5 Fahrenheit engine oil. We also run tests through our newly upgraded 8-speed transmission and 4x4 transfer cases. In fact, all powertrain components of the Ram 1500 will be tested in similar conditions, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The 2019 Ram also offers an upgraded Pentastar V6 that comes standard with the e-torque system on it. It's specifically tuned for truck duty and rated at 305 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. The newest Pentastar V6 includes additional advanced technologies such as wide-range variable valve timing and two-step variable valve lift. We put our engines through the brutal test that we do to make sure that our powertrains will withstand anything the customer can throw at a vehicle.
Through extensive testing here in the wind tunnel, we're able to optimize several features of the truck that will allow it to have a low aerodynamic drag, which then allows the customer to get the improved fuel economy that they desire. We also spend a lot of time in here looking for wind noises and whistles. The 2019 Ram 1500 has 3 active features to help improve the aerodynamic drag signature of the truck: adjustable grille shutters, a class exclusive active air dam, and our class exclusive air suspension system that lowers the vehicle 1/2 inch at highway speeds. We have an active grille shutter system behind the grille that opens and closes based on how much cooling airflow is needed. We try to keep it closed as much as possible because that allows the air to be redirected around the truck to keep the drag low. On the active grille shutter system that we have on our current truck, we've carried that through to the new truck, but we've moved it forward so that it was closer to the grille and was more effective from an aerodynamic standpoint. We've added the active air dam, which deploys at 35 miles per hour. When that deploys, it allows the air to be redirected instead of going underneath the truck and hitting a lot of the suspension components that create high drag. It diverts it around the truck so we keep the aerodynamic drag low. Our class exclusive air suspension system has an aero mode that lowers the vehicle 1/2 inch to help reduce aero drag. We spend a lot of time on the mirrors because those sticking out from the sides of the truck are big sources of drag. So we spend a lot of time on those and to refine the shape to produce as little drag as possible. We look at the shape of the bumpers, the fog lamp pockets we've modified to try to help the air get around the bumper so it flows efficiently. And then when we get towards the back of the truck, we've done things with the tailgate cap to keep the drag low. We've done things with the leading edge of the bumpers, trying instead of making them flat, they're beveled to try to get the air around them more efficiently. Compared to the previous Ram, we've been able to reduce the drag of this vehicle by 9%. So that's a huge improvement over a truck that was already a very low drag vehicle. We now have a class leading 357 coefficient of drag. That's a number that, quite honestly, is better than some mid-size SUVs, and this is a full-size truck.
e-torque is a mild hybrid product that is adapted to a conventional powertrain system consisting of a battery pack and motor generator system. The addition of our e-torque mild hybrid system to the all-new Ram 1500 required the integration and optimization of additional engine and transmission efficiency enablers. developed to address customer concerns for reliability and durability and tested to beyond the standard limits of a conventional powertrain. The eTorque system motor generator unit, MGU, and the power pack unit, PPU, are the primary additional components. The power pack unit consists of a 48-volt lithium-ion battery with 12 cells and a DC to DC converter that steps the high voltage system voltage to the 12-volt system voltage that acts as the alternator equivalency, charging the 12-volt battery in the conventional vehicle loads. The systems provide a customer the benefit of not having to give up anything for package volume, because the packaging of the 48-volt system battery pack is contained in the same volume and cabin space that was normally occupied by a dead space in the vehicle behind the back seat. The battery pack is conditioned through cabin air with 2 internal fans. An example of how the eTorque system works: if you come to a zero-speed condition, the engine would be auto-stopped through the use of the motor generator unit, and then restarted with the up to 130 foot-pounds of torque in the Hemi, 90 foot-pounds in the V6, and 16 horsepower of equivalent power within the first half a rotation of the wheels. In the auto stop, you save about half a gallon an hour worth of fuel. That equates to about this amount of fuel in 90 seconds. The next step of the eTorque system functionality, the e-roll assist. The customer at some point is going to ask for the vehicle to move. We anticipate that through the use of the brake pedal and the accelerator pedal. And electrically, we motor the engine up to a speed where the gasoline engine can transition to being the prime mover of the product. Now that you're moving and the vehicle is accelerating, the eTorque system offers an additional benefit with the intelligent hybrid operating system to manage the torque of the electric motor during the shifting activity, offering additional recovery of energy. Now that you're at highway speed and cruising, you would typically have your radio on, your interior cabin comfort functions on. Those parasitic components that are typically provided through the alternator are uniquely managed in the eTorque system. We have the ability to use the 48-volt battery to charge the 12-volt battery, independent of the motor generator unit functionality. There's an additional benefit to eTorque, which is the ability to add additional torque from the motor to decelerate the engine and smooth out that transition between the 2 gears, offering an improved shifting and drivability experience. One of the biggest benefits to all hybrid systems is through the use of recovering the vehicle momentum for recoverability. We do that through regenerative braking, using the transmission, engine, and motor to provide the ability to decelerate the vehicle and displace the braking function that the friction system typically does through an overlay braking regenerative architecture. That energy is then able to be utilized for auto starting, acceleration, and other hybrid functionality that offers further fuel saving from that regenerative braking function. So there you have it. The all-new Ram 1500 with eTorque offers our customers enhanced efficiency, drivability, performance, and value.